Coming up on this edition of SuTV News, a new budget for North Dakota directly helps NDSU.
Students are urged to take caution while driving, now the winter has arrived.
And in sports, the Bison's run in the playoffs continues.
This is SuTV News with Brandon Clark, Gretchen Cluck, and Sports with Ryan Nelson.
The state budget is proposing the opportunity for us to stay low on that scale of high quality educational experiences, but low cost.
Hello everyone, and thanks for joining us this evening. These words are from President Brashani addressing no more than a 2.5% tuition increase for four-year institutions. This is just one of the benefits NDSU will receive from the 2011-2013 executive budget for North Dakota released late last week.
Governor Jack Dalrymple calls for an increase of $82 million in ongoing funding and $45 million to cover one-time spending for higher education. With the one-time expenses, NDSU can begin the final phase of its construction for its greenhouse.
That facility is the only one of its size and scope in the United States and one of the best in the world. That means literally international attention and researchers and resources will come to North Dakota.
The budget also recommends a salary increase of 3% per year, with 1% directed to the Teacher Retirement Fund.
With Dead Week coming to an end and finals just around the corner, students all over NDSU campus are busting out the books. Finals week is known to be a very stressful time for college students, which makes effective study habits essential. 24-hour quiet hours begin at 10 p.m. on Friday, December 10th in all dorms, and the library will also be holding 24 hours a day through the end of the semester. Despite all the stress, students always find a different way to prepare themselves for finals.
I just study a lot. I use note cards, kind of help me remember like vocabulary that I need to know, stuff like that, and just kind of take out distractions like Facebook and all that kind of stuff, so I just focus on my finals.
Students are encouraged to know when and where their finals will be held and to get plenty of rest before the week begins.
Well, 'tis the season for finals and studying, but it's easy to get caught up in the end of the semester bustle and forget about the meaning of the holidays to come. The Student Activities Office and the Volunteer Network have been preparing to give since Thanksgiving through the Giving Tree program. NDSU students, faculty, and staff have been donating gifts to be given to the children of NDSU students who otherwise might not have been able to get Christmas gifts this season.
I'm determined that it's going to keep going as long as I'm here because I love to see the faces of these students when they receive the gift, that they're so appreciative.
20 families and over 40 children will be provided gifts this holiday season. If you still want to donate gifts, you can bring them to the Student Activities Office through December 15th.
Students in need of some extra cash for the holidays might be looking forward to selling back their used textbooks. Textbook buybacks started on Monday. You can sell from 5 to 8 Monday through Friday and from 10 to 3 on Saturdays. New this year at the bookstore is a locked treasure chest. For each book you sell back, they will give students a key, and if the key opens it, you receive a prize. NDSU also offers book rentals for selected courses. To check that out for next semester, go to ndsubookstore.com. Well, that's kind of a neat incentive to sell your books back to the bookstore.
Definitely. I know sometimes students are a little disappointed with the amount of money they get back, expecting a little bit more, so definitely good incentive for them.
It's just kind of a fun thing to do.
Right, yeah. Well, coming up, SuTV News goes inside what crews at NDSU do to keep the sidewalks safe.
During Christmas time, we got quite a bit of snow in there. It was
Bison strong. For tickets, call 231-NDSU. cutters. Uh-oh.
What are we gonna do now?
Give me the phone. Hello, Jimmy John's. Thank God you made it. I was so hungry, I thought I was gonna die.
Jimmy John's, America's favorite sandwich delivery guys.
Nice work, Johnson.
Catch what's new on the NDSU campus. See what the students are up to. Check on the latest from Bison Athletics. Catch it here, only on Cable 1, SuTV News.
SuTV News is sponsored in part by Stop and Go. Stop and Go. We're always there.
Welcome back. Well, winter is here once again. Cars are back on the roads, spinning and sliding in the snow and ice.
SuTV's Ryan Nelson tells us more on how you can stay safe this winter season.
Winter driving can be tough, but it can also be dangerous.
Last year, I had a car, it's just a little grandma car, and at a stoplight, and this huge truck rear-ended me, just totally smashed in my whole backside.
The Fargo Police Department reports that crash rates increase dramatically during the winter months.
Let's face it, no matter who you are, when it comes to icy roads, no matter what type of vehicle you're driving, when it comes to those icy roads, the chance of you being involved in a crash greatly increased during a storm.
One of the main reasons for the increase? Speed.
Speed is probably the single biggest influencer as far as crashes in our community, especially when it comes to icy roads.
There are plenty of ways you can stay safe this winter, but probably the most important ways are to slow down and give yourself more time.
Understand that it might take you a significantly longer time to get there in icy conditions and stormy conditions.
It is also very important to carry a winter survival kit in case you find yourself stranded.
Added clothing, warm clothing, certainly want to provide some blankets, something to eat. Usually Energy Bar and nutrition bars are very good ideas to have.
There were 140 traffic fatalities in North Dakota alone last year. The Fargo police urged drivers to use common sense and to allow extra time when traveling.
NDSU students may not think twice about a couple inches of snow, but for Randy Smith and his crew, it means getting up very early. The NDSU grounds crew, led by Smith, starts snow removal at 4 a.m. when snowfall reaches 2 inches or more. For heavier snow, maintenance workers arrive at 1 in the morning and have campus streets and sidewalks clear by 7:30 a.m. The crew has full arsenal of equipment, including 3 payloaders and 4 bobcats, making quick work of the streets.
Last year during Christmas time, we got quite a bit of snow in there. It was tough to keep caught up then, but it helped, you know, with all the kids were gone over break and stuff, so that makes a lot of difference then too with the traffic and stuff. Some of the hardest things is like when we clean the parking lots, you know, where people park and stuff. It's hard to clean around the cars.
During the winter months, Smith says he makes certain to watch the 6 o'clock weather just in case he needs to get to bed early. Campus police call in the grounds crew if snowfall reaches significant amounts in the middle of the night.
Well, we certainly get our fair share of heavy snowfall, so it's good to see that they're out there early working hard.
Right, and there's especially been a lot this year, you know, a lot of heavy snowfall, so good to know they're keeping us safe.
Yeah, definitely, especially with all the accidents that have been occurring lately in this area.
Right, right.
Well, still ahead on SuTV News, local professionals are helping students learn essential communication skills. We'll have this and more when we return.
Imagine the impact of a place where exploration leads to answers that touch everyone. Where resources and resourcefulness, teamwork and tenacity combine to open new frontiers. Where dreams take the lead and show you tomorrow.
Bison strong. For tickets, call 231-NDSU.
Welcome back. Most colleges around the Fargo-Moorhead area seek out professionals to teach their courses. TV newscast personalities are especially important when it comes to teaching the basics of communication.
And a couple of them are here bringing their personal experience to the classroom here at NDSU. SuTV News has their story.
Midnight, a time when most people are winding down or sleeping, marks the end of a workday at WDAY for meteorologist John Wheeler, but the beginning of one for anchor and producer Chastity Wahlberg.
Periods of light
Coming to Channel 6 a year after graduating from Iowa State University, Wheeler has matured as a professional over his 25-year career and is passionate about his job.
The best part about being a weather forecaster is being able to come to work every day and you have a brand new problem. What is the weather going to be like tomorrow? How is it going to change? And that's really what we do every day. Today, tonight, tomorrow, total. The reason why all of us are in this business is because it's trying to forecast the weather. That game of trying to get tomorrow's weather right is fun.
For Wahlberg, it's not a love for weather, but for anchoring and producing. She has had the privilege of being in the business for 7 years.
It's been amazing. I love what I do. Every morning when I go into work, it's always a challenge. How am I going to fill this newscast? How am I going to get the information? What's new? What's the latest? What can I tell people that they don't already know? I love that challenge every single day. In around separate, but
Although Wheeler and Wahlberg have specific, separate television jobs, they do have one thing in common at NDSU, teaching COM 110, the fundamentals of public speaking, courses.
The pleasure of that is finding that student out there that takes the class really seriously and works really hard and comes in as not a very good speaker and leaves the class finding out that they're actually really pretty good at this.
my goal is by the end they'll understand the importance of having these communication skills, of having these public speaking skills, and they'll leave the class a little bit relieved that it wasn't as horrible as they thought it was going to be.
They have charisma. And so students are delighted to have somebody teaching them in class that they see on television. And so they have kind of star quality that makes them a little bit different than the other instructors.
Perhaps it's that charisma which will lead students to not only enjoy the mandatory speech course, but also gain a tremendous amount of knowledge about public speaking.
Not as bad as I thought they were going to be, not as bad as...
Wheeler has been teaching courses at the university for 10 years, and Wahlberg is working on her 2nd year as an instructor. Well, the mall was packed with holiday shoppers this past Saturday who were caught off guard by a local music group. The NDSU Concert Choir and alumni took part in a flash mob at West Acres Mall. By spreading out and mingling with the crowd, the singers surprised a large number of shoppers sitting down for lunch, calling it a random act of culture, the singers showcased their talents with an impromptu performance of the Hallelujah Chorus. After performing at West Acres, the flash mob moved over to Shields on 45th Street in Fargo.
Cleaning toilets, emptying trash cans, and mopping floors isn't exactly a recipe for fun for most people, but for one NDSU janitor, the unglamorous tasks of his job aren't enough to affect his chipper and easygoing attitude. SuTV's Matthew Kurtz has more on one of NDSU's friendliest custodians.
Just ask any resident of the Bison apartment complex on campus and they'll tell you Pete is one of a kind.
I'm very shy, as you know.
But is he really?
Morning, Sam. How's Sam this morning? Smile!
Pete's been cleaning and doing maintenance at Bison Court since it opened in 2005.
I normally don't work too hard on Fridays.
But Pete's job goes far beyond cleaning toilets.
What I enjoy most about my job is the residents. I get to know them. I try to get to know where they're from. I think you can probably walk up and down any one of these hallways and ask them if they know me and how I treat them. I'm hoping you get good feedback.
And so we did. The verdict?
Pete is the janitor who adds pizzazz to Bison Courts.
He's willing to go out of his way to say hi to anyone and actually remember my name.
Pete claims to know 60 to 70% of his residents' first names. With the quick trip down the hallway, can he pass the test?
This is Matt and Joe. And this here is Kelly.
I would say that he takes the time to really get to know you on a first name basis, and I feel like he actually really cares. I don't even know, like the grandpa that wasn't here but was.
They're just like kind of like my family too. You know, and I want to see you guys all do well.
Pete's planning on retiring within the next 2 years, and one consensus is clear. Bison Courts won't be the same without him. But until then, Pete will keep having fun.
If you can't have fun in your job, you shouldn't be working.
Yeah, right. I'm Matthew Kurtz, SuTV News.
Pete starts his day at 6:55 every weekday morning and leaves the Bison Court building at 3:30 in the afternoon. Once he retires, he says his plan is to, quote, golf, golf, and more golf.
Very neat. Well, that must be a good experience for the students, getting to interact with the people that work where they live.
And that's definitely the type of guy you want to be your janitor and to know. I mean, they're nice, happy people.
Right. Yeah, and I think a lot of times their work is underestimated too. They're so helpful.
Oh yeah. Well, he said he wanted to golf. What do we got in sports?
Golf's a great hobby, but coming up in sports, we're going to take a look at the reason the Bison keep on winning. That's next. SuTV Sports, coming right back.
Cutters. Uh-oh.
What are we gonna do now?
Give me the phone. Hello, Jimmy John's. Thank God you made it. I was so hungry, I thought I was gonna die.
Jimmy John's, America's favorite sandwich delivery guys.
Nice work, Johnson.
Bison Strong. For tickets, call 231-NDSU. The Bison men take on the University of North Dakota, Saturday, December 11th at 7 o'clock. Sponsored by Buffalo Wild Wings. FM Acro Team at halftime. Bison strong. For tickets, call 231-NDSU.
SuTV Sports is sponsored in part by Shields. Ready for your next big adventure? Welcome to Shields, the world's largest selection of sports, sportswear, and footwear. Welcome back. Well, after a convincing 42-17 win last week, the Bison football team is moving on to the NCAA quarterfinals. A big part of the recent success, the strong play of both the offensive and defensive lines. The Bison have outscored their last two opponents 51-10 in the fourth quarter, seemingly wearing down their opposition. Behind the offensive line, running back DJ McNorton rushed 26 times for 207 yards and 4 touchdowns last week. The defensive line accounted for 3 of the team's 5 sacks in the win.
It's kind of nice to notice that your hard work's starting to pay off. Like, you work so hard all season, and then you go into December and you're still playing. And you're one of 8 teams left. It's a good feeling. I'm around and what I see, I feel like everyone's getting better and becoming a more cohesive unit and understanding their roles and everything like that. And I think everything's just falling into place for us right now.
The Bison take on the 5th-seeded Eastern Washington Eagles on their famous red turf at 2:30 on Saturday in Cheney, Washington. Well, after a thrilling Summit League championship match, the Bison volleyball team found themselves in the NCAA tournament for the second time in 3 years. And just like 2 years ago, their first-round opponent, the Minnesota Golden Gophers. To the Sports Pavilion in Minneapolis we go. A few Bison fans made the long trip to Minneapolis. In the first set, the Bison trailing 12-9, a kill for Brooke Vandenberg. The Bison still in it, 12-10, they trail later. Down 16-11, Megan Lambertson's going to come up with a huge block. Then the Bison down 16-12, but the Gophers just too much to handle. Later, Mia Taberson, the sneaky kill, and they go on to win the set 25-21. And they would sweep the Bison 3-0.
I don't think there was a better way to go out this season, you know, with the team that I was able to play with, and especially what we've accomplished this year. And you know, it's definitely disappointing. I really can't believe it's over. But I couldn't imagine a better way to go out the way that we got to finish our season together.
The Bison finished their season at a record of 20-11 overall. It's their 4th consecutive 20-win season. Taking on their first conference opponent of the season, both the men's and women's basketball teams were on the road, taking on the South Dakota State Jackrabbits. The Bison had lost their 10 straight to the Jacks, while the men had won 8 straight games. To Frost Arena in Brookings we go. The Bison women trying to snap that streak of losing 10 in a row in the first half. Up 9-8, Abby Plucker is going to drive in and kick it back to Danielle DeGagne for the long 2. She hits it. The Bison up 11-8 later in the half. 9:56 to go. The Bison the give and go. Katie Burkle on the receiving end. She finishes the easy layup. Bison lead 22-15. Later in the half, Megan Shea to Abby Plucker for 3. She's got it. The Bison take the 25-22 lead, and they go on to win this one by a final score of 78-71. The men's side trailing early, but they tried to make it 9 in a row against the Jackrabbits. First half, 16-28, down 7-0. Michael Tweet, the spinning jumper. He gets the friendly roll. The Bison back in at 7-2. They trail later in the half. 57 seconds to go. Trayvon Wright to Nate Zastro for 3. He's got it. The Bison take the 37-26 lead. To the second half, Drew Lundberg, the bounce pass to Coleman, and Freddie finishes the easy layup. The Bison go up 51-49. They win this one 82-75. The women now 3-2 on the year will travel to Pittsburgh to take on Duquesne on Sunday, while the Bison men, now 5-3 on the year, will be at home to take on the UND Fighting Sioux at 7 o'clock on Saturday in the Fargo Dome. So there's lots going on, and back to football. You can catch that game on KVLY, but red turf, that's going to be interesting.
Yeah, I can imagine having the red turf, and if they wear their red jerseys, that might be a little...
It's got to mess with your eyesight. I mean, it's got to do something to you. Right. Red turf, red jerseys.
Well, and another big thing is if the Bison beat Eastern Washington and Villanova beats Appalachian State, the game is probably going to be here at the Dome next weekend.
That would be exciting.
It's crazy to think that not only are we playing in December, but we could have a home playoff game in December. That's unreal.
Unbelievable. Well, still to come on SuTV News, students learn to dance and earn extra credit at the same time. We'll have this when we return.
Today we'll talk about how the new NDSU Live student email system will help you stay connected and manage your everyday life. The new features of the NDSU Live will not only save you time, but can also save you from the headache of misplaced email messages, forgotten appointments, and lost files. So, let's talk tech. NDSU Live includes email, calendaring, web-based versions of Microsoft Office, and SkyDrive storage space. It also has a built-in search function, providing you with an easy-to-use tool for finding specific email messages. Sorting through hundreds of email messages in your inbox and folders can be time-consuming, but with the search option, finding email messages, attachments, and contacts is simple. Between school, work, and social activities, it can be difficult to keep track of our hectic daily schedules. NDSU Live includes a built-in calendar system that you can use to manage your schedule with ease. The NDSU Live scheduling assistant can help you find the best time to meet with peers, to work on class projects, study for upcoming exams, or to meet up with friends. You can also set reminders for important meetings that you don't want to miss, such as meetings with your instructors or advisor. NDSU Live also includes a SkyDrive with 25 gigabytes of storage capacity. Now you can store your files online instead of carrying a flash drive or flooding your email inbox. SkyDrive also gives you access to online versions of Microsoft Office, including Word, Excel, and PowerPoint. In other words, you don't have to purchase this software to complete your work, and you can conveniently save and store the files on your SkyDrive when you're done. To activate your NDSU Live account, visit the ITS/NDSU Live website.
If you're looking for a fun night on the town, many say that Avalon is a place to be on Tuesday nights. Swing dance lessons are given, followed by a free dance session. Dance instructor John Noon says many students come on Tuesdays to earn extra credit for NDSU dance classes, but some students have their reasons for showing up.
I like coming here because it's a relaxing thing, it's a stress reliever. I enjoy dancing.
Is $7 per person or $5 with a student ID.
Swing dancing's a pretty fun thing to do.
Definitely. I've been down there a couple times, and there's a lot of people around just having a lot of fun. So
they actually have lessons prior to the dancing?
Yep, there's about an hour session where they teach you a few basic moves, and then they just let you go after that and just have some fun.
That's something I need lessons. That's something I need.
Yeah.
I mean, but it looks like a lot of fun. It looks like a lot of exercise.
Yeah.
Well, it's definitely not an easy thing to pick up. It takes practice, and
Right.
there's so many different moves.
Definitely. So you can go week after week and maybe get a little better each time.
Yeah. Well, Gretchen, we just wanted to thank you here at SuTV News for being with us and anchoring and reporting.
Right, this will be my last newscast here at SuTV, but I wish everybody else a lot of luck in the years to come, and I've had a great experience here, so thank everybody here at SuTV as well.
And we wish you the best of luck in the future as well.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Well, thanks for joining us here on SuTV News. Don't forget to pick up your copy of the NDSU Spectrum. We hope to see you again next semester. Thank you.